Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to understand second part of this process of learning accounting. I am sure that you people have seen the previous lecture regarding arrangement of your transaction in a very simple way. I will put a code and link of this whole lecture where we have understood to align our simple transaction in a very convenient way. So here we have seen that all of these transactions were arranged where we have learned that total of one side would always be equal to total of other side. And how we have divided these two sides. One side we have considered as our favorable elements. You may write over here, these are actually favorable elements of the business, and these are unfavorable elements of the business. So all favorables are exactly equal to all unfavorable things in the business. It might be possible you can ask the question, but here you can see that all assets are equalized with your liabilities. So please understand, I will be humbly sharing the link of this lecture where we have learned how to arrange and record the basic transactions. Now today's question, what we will do, what is our target for today's lecture? Basically, we have supposed that doing a business. The business is directly related with trading, where we buy any commodity. Suppose the cost of that commodity is 10. We will add some value in that particular product. Suppose the expense of this value addition is 2, then total cost is 12. You are selling this commodity for rupees 20. So commodity which is costing 12, when you will sell it for rupees 20, 8 would be the profit. Today our target is this profit, how we can calculate our profit. Although this was a very simple example where we have learned how to turn, how to calculate our profit, but believe me, this is the basic element. This is the wholesome element. This is the first concept, and this may be the last concept. And there is no increase or decrease in between these elements. Simply how much expense we are doing, that is one side, and how much we are earning, how much we are paying, how much we are earning, the difference would be called either profit or loss. And here there are some transactions we have supposed for this business from 1 to 10 transactions. And today we are going to put these all transactions to know how much profit in this business we have learned. For that purpose, it's very simple thing. We are going to arrange a performer. Here, the first step, and you need to know that you will be making the same arrangement for your business as well. Here we have arranged it. Now please note it down. There would be two sides. Here we are going to make our left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. These four columns would be used to calculate our profit. So here we may call it profit and loss statement. This would have two parts, but after completing our procedure, and you will watch the whole video from start to end, only in that way you will be understanding how to calculate our profit and loss. Let's get back to our first statement where we have decided how much we are earning and how much was the cost. The difference would be called the profit, and here we are doing the same thing. So what we will do first, we will be related with our income, and here the first thing is how you will get your income. Obviously, you will sell your commodities and then you will subtract whole of your cost, and difference of this sale and cost would be considered your profit. Okay, this is very simple thing. So let's get back. And here investment is not related. Office building and machine is not related with the business. To calculate your profit, you are purely associated with your trading. Once again, the office building was not purchased for business purpose. Packaging machine was not purchased for the business purpose. So you will not include any item you have purchased not for resale purpose. Once again, I am telling you, it is possible some of you who are the beginners, they may consider that it's an expense. We have bought a building, we have bought a packaging machine, so it's an expense. But for accounting terminology or for the rules and principles when you will follow, you will take only that expense which is made for your business only. So you are keeping this office building by yourself, you are keeping this packaging machine by yourself, and this investment in your business, it is actually the amount of capital. So you are not doing business with it. Now here number 4, purchase business commodities. Yes, this is your expense, and here you will mention that for your cost we have purchased some commodities or goods. The cost of that commodity is $10,000, and you can see that we have purchased these commodities on credit as well. No matter if you are buying these commodities on credit or you are buying these commodities on cash, both will be considered as your cost. Now here, once again I'm telling you, you are not going to include those things which you will keep in your business and they are not for sale purpose. Only those commodities which you have bought for resale purpose, only those commodities which you will sell, only these commodities when you will sell would be your income. Now fifth, carriage on goods purchase. Since this expense is directly related with purchases, which we have understood that this sort of expense would be considered expense. It means carriage on good purchase would also be included in your cost. So here you will mention carriage in, and now we will see how much amount we have paid for carriage, that is $100. So here you will put $100. Now next step we will see our sixth item, and that is electricity bill. Look, please understand the nature of electricity bill, salaries paid, packaging charges is very different to this expense. This is pure business expense, and electricity bill is not directly related with your trading account. So what you will do, that is why I have left little space in between fifth and sixth entry. These are expenses and you cannot do your business smoothly without having these expenses. Suppose you are not going to pay your electricity bill, so what will happen? Your office building electricity would be closed, packaging machine you will not be able to operate. Although these expenses are your operating expenses, but not directly related with your trading. If you are doing your garments business, electricity bill has no concern with the garments. So that is why nature of these expenses are different to the expense which we have made directly for your trading account. Okay, so paid is your direct expense, and here we will be creating a little bit new place for operating cost. This would be our separate heading. And now what we will do, we are going to write first electricity bill, and here you will mention separately. You have paid electricity bill. Now let's see how much amount of electricity bill, $20. Put $20 over here. Now second, we will see what 7 is saying, salaries. Again, it's an expense. So you will mention in operating cost, salaries, and amount of salaries. Here you can see $10. Put $10 over here. And after that, we will see what next item, packaging charges. Again, it's an expense. So here packaging charges would be written. Amount of packaging charges $40. So here you will put $40. After that, we have sold these commodities 25,000 for cash, cost of which was 10,000. Here you have seen that we have purchased two types of commodities. One $10,000 for cash and one on credit $500. And here we have sold both of these commodities. Look, sold these commodities 25,000 for cash, cost of which is 10,000. Since we have sold these commodities, so here in last column, better is to write in last column. But here, since we know that there are two types of sales, I have shown you that sold goods for cash is also present and sold goods on credit is also present. Please note carefully. You can sell these commodities for cash and you can also sell commodities on credit. Both possibilities are present, but please understand, you are not right now directly related with the cost. You are related with your income. So you have sold these commodities for 25,000. Alright guys, here you will mention both of sales. First, we are going to see how much cash sale is, and secondly we will see how much credit sales are. Both would be written. So here you can mention your cash sales, and secondly you will see what credit sales are, but both would be considered as your income. In second column you will see how much cash sales. Look at here, sold commodities 25,000 for cash. You will mention over here. You will see that you have sold commodities on credit for 1,000. So here 1,000 you will mention. Now see how much total amount of sale is. 25,000 for cash, 1,000 on credit. So total amount you have received is 26,000, and you have seen that these are some expenses you have made after selling these commodities. So now let's get the sum of total direct expenses. Here there were three types of expenses and you have taken the sum. This is first cost, and second indirect or operating cost is also present. So you may take the sum as well. In this way guys, you have seen that total amount you are earning from this business is $26,000, while expense which is directly on trading is 10,600 and indirect expenses are 70. So here first you will see how much profit you have directly earned from your business. For this you will see that we have earned 26,000 while its expense was 10,600. So this would be considered your profit, but you will call it gross profit. Why? Because this is the profit which is earned only through trading. But I have told you, without electricity bill, salaries, packaging and other indirect expenses, you will not be able to get true picture of profit of business. So here what you will do, you will say that these 70 are the charges which are important as well. So here you will be calculating your final profit. You may call it your net profit, but here we are calling it final profit. How you will calculate? Look, from business you have earned 15,400 and other charges were 70. In this way, the final profit which you have got is $15,330 and you will name it as your net profit. Although you were considering these terms complicated, but actually they are very simple. The profit which you are earning directly from your business is called gross profit. The profit overall you are getting from this trading organization, that would be considered your net profit. So guys, in this way you have seen that we can calculate profit of our business in a very easy way, and the statement with which you will calculate it, that statement is called profit loss statement. I will show you by zooming it out, and here you can see this is very simple statement where you have calculated your profit. Simply what you will do, how much you have earned, and then you have seen how much direct expenses are. So profit which you have made through direct operation, that was 15,400, but without adjusting indirect expenses of the business you will not be able to get true picture. So you subtracted indirect expenses as well from gross profit. Finally you have got your net profit. So this is first stage of your calculation of profit ended, and now we will see the second stage where you will be calculating and making your balance sheet. Again we will be doing the same thing. We will create here space for balance sheet. For that purpose, here first we will name it, and then you will be able to understand what benefits of balance sheet is. So guys, here we will be making balance sheet, and this would have two sides, one of which would be considered as your assets, that means favorable, just like we have done in previous lecture to understand the difference of assets and liabilities. So simply here you will introduce all of these assets, and after introduction we will see how much total liabilities are, and just like in previous lecture we have learned, total of asset side would always be equal to total of liability side. Alright guys, so let's start. Here the first thing you have seen, the amount of cash. This is your asset and total of this asset we have calculated 460830. This is your cash amount. So just write down your cash amount over here in first column, amount of which was 460830. 830. So here is your cash amount. Then the second thing, you have bought your building. The amount of building was 50,000. So here building, amount of building was 50,000. Put it in this way. So guys, after building, the next asset was packaging machine. You will mention machine over here and let's put the amount. This was your machine and total was 4,000. So you have put 4,000. One thing you have noticed that we do not need to go back to our transaction. We have already arranged each and every asset in a proper way. And you can see that all assets are arranged and simply we are putting these assets in our balance sheet. So that is why previous lecture is very important. Obviously these amounts, if you do not know how these amounts have arrived, you will not be able to create your balance sheet. So as I have informed, lecture for arrangement of these assets and liability is already done and the link is given in description. You are humbly requested to please see how we have arranged these assets. Then another asset were goods. This is called stock. So with a little bit difference, you will write stock, but all of the commodities we have sold, it means no stock is available. You will write over here. Now the last thing which you will enter is receivable accounts. That means the persons from whom you are still to receive the amount. Those are called receivables, favorable things, and they were 1,000. So put 1,000 in receivable account. In this way, all of the assets mentioned in our transactions are recorded and we will take sum of these assets, and sum we have calculated 515830. Now next step is to write down liabilities, where you will put your capital first. How much amount of capital is that? Was 5 lakh. 5 lakh was the amount of capital which was invested by owner. You will write over here. And whole of the profit which you have calculated was actually, this profit would be distributed to the owner of the business. Actually, the right of this business is possessed by the owner. This is, although business activity has been made, but owner has complete right to get the profit of the business. So you will add this profit. You may call it net profit. And this profit we have calculated was 15330. I am requesting you to please follow each and every step. Alright guys, so it means our total capital after doing business is not 5 lakh, it is now 515330. And last but not the least, we have a liability of account payables. We have a liability of account payable, which I will show you, that goods were bought on credit. Look at here. So 500 is still your liability. You will post over here. There is no other liability. It means total of capital and total of account payable we can now calculate. Let's take some liabilities and capital. All right, guys, you have seen that total of liability side 515 and total of asset side 515830. In this way, our balance sheet is equalized. Today's lecture was very much important because whole of the accounting right from the start to the end is actually focused upon these three elements, where we have seen how to arrange our assets and liabilities in accounting equation. Look at here. And then we have learned how to calculate profit of the business. This was activity we have done today. And then we have learned how to present assets and liabilities in balance sheet. If you will be following all the rules, please note it down that balance sheet of your business would always be equal. Here liabilities you have calculated and assets you have calculated. Amount of both sides had become equal. This is the major lesson you have learned from today's lecture. So what is your target now? First, make some transactions of your business. Write down in a very simple English whatever the way you want to do. Then arrange assets and liabilities like accounting equation. After that, you will be calculating your profit and loss. This profit would be transferred to the capital. And finally, you will create balance sheet. And what will happen? Your balance sheets, both sides, asset and liabilities, would automatically be equalized. I'm sure you people have understood the basic theme of accounting, where any beginner without any degree or certificate can perform accounting functions as DIY. That means you can do it by yourself. After practicing, let's see. It's a very humble offer to all of you. By making profit loss account, accounting equation or balance sheet, if you see anything difficult, while you will be making transaction according to your business, and you are making profit loss statement after viewing this lecture, I am openly offering you all people that if you see anything difficult, you can comment, you can text, you can message, or you can directly meet to share your problems. And without charging any fee, I will humbly be offering my answers or services to you to make you understand or to clear your problems or to clear your difficulties. So it's an open offer. There will not be any charges, there will not be any fee. If you are following this lecture and you want to make accounts for your business by yourself and you are facing anything difficult, you are very open to share your problem messages through text or comments. I will be trying to answer your questions instantly. So it's time to end our lecture. Thank you very much for your time, and it's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.